Yes, legends, what is happening? So in this video, I just wanted to speak about 4 tips to make your January as successful as it can on your fitness journey. So obviously January is a time where people create a New Year's resolutions. You know, they start to knuckle down with a plan. They've been putting off all 2022 and you want to get to the best position that they've ever been in. But most times than not, people don't get there, and this is why. So number one is that people don't have a plan. So this is the most important thing, in my opinion, in order to know where you're going, how long that's going to take, and how you're going to implement the steps to get there. That is the most important part. So a lot of people jump into a fat loss journey and they think about just trying to lose weight. That is goal number one. They don't know how much weight that she should be losing, what position that's going to put them in, how long it's going to take to get that desired point that they've got in their head. The plan behind it with the training, the plan behind it with their activity, etc. They just sort of wing it and then hope for the best. And that leads me on to point number 2, which is don't expect to be perfect. A lot of people would have went into the new year. Obviously, the time I'm recording on this is the 10th. Would have went into the new year last week and he would have tried to be super clean with their nutrition. You know, calories super low, activity super high, no social events, dry January, all this sort of stuff, which is great. When motivation high, we definitely want to make use of that or utilize it and start to push forward. But more times than not, people fail because once they start to get into a normal routine again, where, you know, they might be asked to go for food on the weekend, or, you know, that week where everything is perfect is not the same anymore, they start to struggle with what that actually looks like. And instead of losing, you know, a kilo a week, what they lost in the first week, they start losing a pound a week, and to them they look like they're failing, or they feel like they're failing. Whereas this is normal, and this is where having that plan and a sustainable approach works in terms of how long will it take me to get to the desired result. So with our clientele, for example, the gold standard that we aim for is around 1% per week. And that's what we base everything off. So that the nutrition's based on that, the amount of activity that needs to be done is based on that, the training is based on that. And it comes down to that, plus what the client or the person can adhere to. So 1% is still good, very good. 1% of 100 kilos is obviously a kilo. To some people, they think, oh my God, that's not fast enough. Trust me, that is perfectly fine, and it is fast. So then we know if we're aiming to lose 1% per week and the client starts at 100 kilos, that means that it will take around 10 to 12 weeks to lose 10 kilos. And then we know from our end what that 10 kilos, getting from 800 to 90 looks like, and what that'll look like at 90 kilos, how you'll look, how you'll feel, if you want to get a little bit leaner, etc. But then we know in order to get from here to here, which is drop 10 kilos, it's going to take us around 10 to 12 weeks. And this is what we need to do with our nutrition. This is what we need to do with our step counts and our activity. And this is what the training plan looks like. That makes it so much easier to do. And then what you then break that down into is then weekly targets. We know that the goal is 1% per week, so we know that we need to be losing around a kilo to 0.9 kilos per week on average to make sure that we get that desired result in the 10 to 12 weeks. There we have it. You've got a plan. You start the plan, you drop a kilo, nailed it. Okay, we rinse and repeat that plan, we lose another kilo, and we just keep doing that until we need to make an adjustment, whether that might be increasing activity, it might be decreasing some nutrition if needed, planning in between. You know, you might go, oh well, in 12 weeks time I've got a holiday, in 6 weeks time for a week, so that might be a case of, okay, we need to lose a little bit more to make up for that week that we've got a holiday, that we might go to maintenance calories. And you can see the plan being laid out in front of you. We do this physically with our clients on our call through a roadmap and through the goal setting calculator. We show them what this looks like, how that's going to look, what you've got to do to get there, and ultimately the steps that you have to put in place. There are 2 main things that I need to think about. Number 3 is focus on yourself. So linking back to number 1 and number 2 is that, yes, the first couple of weeks of January are quite easy because not many people are socializing, people are saving money, people are doing dry January, etc. But once that quickly wears off, and a few weeks later, maybe going into February, the world starts to open up again, and people start to go out again on food, they go on nights out, they go for drinks, etc. You'll quickly be dragged into that scenario by friends, by family, by partners, whoever it is. And the main thing is that you have to stick to your guns in understanding what you want to do, where you want to get to, and ultimately be stubborn or fixed on that destination. And that's where a lot of people get caught up in it when, you know, it's very difficult when friends are peer pressuring into drinking and stuff like that. But you've got to understand that they do not know your pain points. They do not know how you feel right now in your body, in your mindset, how you feel about yourself. And they'll ultimately not know that either whether you're here or whether you're further down the line. That's only down to you, and you're the only person who knows that. So it's important that you have to really, really focus on yourself. And that's number 3. So don't get caught up in what everyone else is doing or what you get dragged into. Remember why you started, what that why looks like, and ultimately keep working towards the best version of yourself. And number 4 is activity and nutrition. So this is where a lot of people get mixed up. As I said, it links back to number 1, number 2, and number 3, is that people think that nutrition has to be super, super low and activity has to be super, super high. What we need to do to basically look at your life right now, and I want you to think about how could you improve it. So for me, a nice improvement is that if I sit at this desk all day, my step count is really low. How can I increase my activity through that? Okay, I'm going to increase my step count from 6k average up until a 10k average. By doing that, I'm doing 4,000 steps more per day, which is equivalent to like maybe 250 calories being burned. And I do that every single day. That's very, very easy for me to do. All that may take is me going on a little bit more of a walk, spending a little bit more time outside, being aware of the movement that I'm doing, making sure I'm getting up from my desk, all that sort of stuff. The flip side of that is nutrition. So a lot of people try and change their old eating behaviors and their eating habits. Yes, this is what we want to do over time, but it's not going to happen overnight. If you are 30 years old, it's taking you 10, 20, 30 years to get to a position right now, and it's not going to take you 1 week to go back to something completely new. So you've got to understand, look at your eating behaviors right now and what can be improved on. So me and Abby identified that for me, when I usually eat without any goals in mind, just on a day-to-day basis, my eating habits, I probably consume around 3,000 to 3,500 calories, which is around my maintenance calories. But what happens is I usually get after tea and I'm like 2,800, and then bang, 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 I'll have like 3 or 4 snacks between 8 and 9 o'clock, which easily add up to 400 and 500 calories. So nice and easy. What I've been doing over the last couple of weeks with my dieting is just removing that after and being aware of my hunger and having a good dinner time meal, put me in the right position with my calories, and just being mindful that I don't want to snack for the sake of snacking. I'm not going to do that. And just by increasing my step count by 4,000 and then decreasing them snack and then choices of an evening, that puts me into the right deficit, and from there I've been losing weight. So you can see how easy that's gone in terms of just looking at where can I increase my activity and also where can I decrease my nutrition. That's all we're looking into. Same with gym sessions. If you're currently going to the gym no times per week, maybe start at 2 or 3 times a week. That's increasing your activity. If you do that and nutrition stays exactly the same, you should put you into a deficit. Obviously, we're looking to do both. Nutrition, we want to get that into control, maybe drop that a little bit, and obviously increase that activity a little bit. The more we can tip the scale like that, the more success that you're going to have. But what I see people do is they slam themselves into the floor with the training, slam themselves into the floor with the low nutrition. You get 3-4 days in, you've got low energy, low mood, how long is this going to last? And you ultimately give up. So just to bring all that back together under an umbrella, set out the roadmap. What is the plan? How does that look like? Understand that it's not going to be perfect, but at least you know what the plan looks like and what you have to work towards on a micro scale every single day, every single week, and then on a macro scale every single month. So after 3 months, we should be at the desired goal of 90 kilos. Obviously, other thing is take it easy. Once you do that, you can start to figure out what you need to be done on a daily basis, how much training, how many step counts, how much food needs to be consumed to get you to that desired results. So not rocket science, but January is a time to really build the foundations for your success. So then you can start to optimize and tweak going into February. But first and foremost, you have to do level 1s and 2s before you can start going into level 3s and 4s. That's what I want you to think about. If you found this content useful, don't forget to give me a like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever it is. And yeah, if you find it useful, do let me know, because I love hearing from you guys as well.